Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Norwegian Cruise Line World Mastercard. So I'll be going over the main features of this card, its pros as well as its drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of whether or not this credit card is a good fit for you. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $10,000 in free stocks or $10,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Moomoo. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least $100. At that point, Moomoo will be sending you at least 7 free stocks worth all the way up to $10,000. Okay, so diving right into the main features of the credit card by Norwegian Cruise Lines. First off, we're going to be talking about points and how you can earn them with this card. So you will be earning 3 world points on Norwegian purchases. Then you'll be earning 2 world points on eligible air and hotel purchases. And then on all other transactions, you will be earning 1 world point per dollar spent. Now with this card, you can actually earn even more points if you're a Bank of America Preferred Rewards member. So they have different tiers set up, and with each different tier, you can earn even more points based on percentages. So starting out, they have a gold tier. Now to be eligible to be a gold tier member, you will need to have anywhere between $20,000 to $50,000 for your 3-month average daily balance. If you're a gold tier member, you are going to be receiving a 25% point bonus on top of what you're already receiving. Then they have the platinum tier. For the platinum tier, that's going to be anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 for your average daily balance over the course of 3 months. If you're a platinum tier member, that is going to give you a bonus of 50% on the points that you're already receiving. Then they also have the platinum honors tier. That's going to be between $100,000 to $1 million. With that, you are going to be receiving a 75% point bonus on all the points that you receive. And then finally, they have the diamond tier. That's going to be $1 million and more. And with that, you're also, just like the platinum honors tier, you're also going to be receiving a points bonus of 75%. Now on top of that, you can also earn a spend bonus with this card as well. So as long as you're able to spend at least $1,000 within the first 90 days of having this credit card, that's going to be right around $333 per month in spend, which is quite doable. If you're able to achieve that, you will be receiving a spend bonus of 20,000 points. That's going to be worth right around $200 to redeem towards Norwegian Cruise Lines, whether that's a discount on what your cruise is going to be, or whenever you're getting on board, you can also take that as a statement credit as well for any transactions that you do make while on board of a Norwegian cruise line. So now that we went over the main features of this card, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and dive into the APR and fees, because of course this is also super important as well. So starting out, your purchase APR is going to be anywhere between 18.24 to 28.24% based on your credit worthiness. Then as far as balance transfers go, your APR on those is going to be anywhere between 18.24 to 28.24% based on your credit worthiness. So exactly the same as your purchase APR. And as you can see there, it really doesn't make too much sense to do a balance transfer with this card, because you're not receiving like an introductory APR of 0% like you do with some of the other credit cards out there on the market. Now later down the line, it's possible that they might send you a promotional offer for like a 0% APR over like 12 to 18 months with this card. But starting out, once again, it's really not going to be worth it for that much people, because it's probably not going to be that much lower than what you're currently paying with your credit card right now if you're currently paying a lot of interest on a month-to-month basis. Now, as far as cash advances go, on this channel, we usually recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This, of course, should not be considered financial advice, just my own personal reasons. Usually with them, you have a very high interest rate. Plus, on top of the high interest rate, you have to pay a lot of fees as well. But if you do decide to do a cash advance with this card, just know your APR on them is going to be a whopping 29.99%, plus a lot of fees as well, which we are going to dive into right now. So as far as those fees go, starting out on the cash advances, your fee on each cash advance is going to be 4% of the amount of each cash advance. Then as far as balance transfers go, even though starting out there's not going to be much of a point in doing a balance transfer, if again, perhaps later down the line, they do offer you a promotional APR of like 0% for like 12 to 18 months or something like that, and you decide to take advantage of that offer and you do a balance transfer, just know that it's not going to be completely free because you are going to have a fee on that balance transfer of 4% of the amount of your balance transfer. Then as far as some other fees go, thankfully with this card, if you happen to travel abroad, it's definitely a card that you can take with you, because with this card, there are not going to be any foreign transaction fees. That's definitely a plus, because with some of the other credit cards out there on the market, they do unfortunately have a foreign transaction fee of right around 3%. Then as far as some other fees go, if you happen to pay late, there is going to be a fee of up to $40 for late payments. Now, if you happen to pay late for the first time, perhaps even the second time, you could always try to call into Bank of America, which is the card issuer of this card, and see if they will waive that fee just for a first or perhaps even second time convenience. However, I definitely wouldn't really even push your luck in that regard, so maybe you should set up auto pay. Maybe you can mark your calendars, do whatever works best for you. Make sure that you are paying on time. That way you can avoid that $40 fee just for paying late. And then finally, as far as annual fees go, thankfully, with this card, there are no annual fees, so it's definitely a plus as well. So now that we went over the main features of this card as well as the APR and fees, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the best things and the worst things about this credit card. So we're going to start out with the best things. So starting out is the fact that you can earn those 20,000 points as far as a spend bonus goes, as long as you're able to spend at least $1,000 within the first 3 months of having this credit card. Once again, that's going to be $200 to go towards Norwegian Cruise Lines, whether that's booking your cruise or whether that's actually getting on your cruise and spending that amount. That's a pretty good spend bonus there, and quite doable also, because once again, that's only going to be right around $333 in spend, which most people are going to be able to do through groceries, gas, and everything like that. The second pro with this card is the fact that there are no annual fees, so you don't have to sit around every single year and consider whether or not renewing this card is worth it on a year-to-year basis, because you're not paying for it anyways. And then finally with this card, if you happen to travel abroad, if you travel internationally, it's a card that you can definitely take with you, because you won't be hit with any extra foreign transaction fees like you are with some of the other credit cards out there in the market. Or believe it or not, they do have like foreign transaction fees of right around 3%. So now that we went over the good things about this credit card, now we're going to go ahead and dive into the drawbacks. So the first drawback is the fact that on all other transactions other than ones for Norwegian Cruise Lines, and other than those on air or hotel transactions, you will only be earning 1 point per dollar spent, which is definitely on the low end. So think anytime you go to get groceries, anytime you fill up your gas tank at the gas station, on those transactions and other things like that, you will only be earning 1 point per dollar spent. So that's definitely a drawback there. And then finally with this card, they don't offer like an introductory APR on your purchases, nor do they offer like an introductory 0% APR on balance transfers either. Again, this isn't the end of the world necessarily, but many cards out there right now do offer an introductory APR on both purchases and balance transfers, or perhaps just one of those. So the fact that this card doesn't offer an introductory APR on purchases, nor does it offer an introductory APR on balance transfers, I do have to include that on one of the drawbacks. So just to sum things up here, all in all, if you normally take cruises with Norwegian, then this credit card could be a pretty good fit for you, at least for the first year. However, for the second year moving forward, just the fact that you're probably going to have trouble racking up too many points because a lot of your transactions are going to be in the 1 point per dollar spent category, you might be better off getting a credit card where you'll be earning like 2% cash back across the board, or 2 points per dollar spent, like you will with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card, where on all transactions unlimited, you will be earning 2% cash back. And with that cash back, you can actually take it to book cruises, flights, and other travel things like that. Not necessarily something that you have to do, but just something you probably should keep in mind. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.